Today, I'm going to share with you the book that changed my life and without exaggeration, made me a millionaire. I'm going to share 3 key takeaways from this book that you can take with you today to hopefully put you on that path as well. All right, so everyone has their red pill book, whether that's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. For me, that red pill book is The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. I understand this is actually flipped on the video, but regardless, just please bear with me. So the original cover of this book, when I first read it, actually had a Lamborghini on the front. Now, I'll be honest, what attracted me to that book was that Lamborghini on the cover and the fact that the author, MJ DeMarco, had a Lamborghini, had various Vipers. And at the time, cars was really something that I was passionate about, and I wanted my own Lamborghini. So little did I know that 5 years after reading this book in 2012, I'd actually be walking into a Lamborghini dealership myself and purchasing my first one in cash. So needless to say, life is strange and get rich quick actually does exist. And that's actually one of the main arguments that MJ makes in this book. And the one thing that attracted me about his philosophy is that he was going against the grain at the time, against all the financial gurus who were essentially preaching get rich slow. So this is working 50 years at a job, investing into index funds, and hoping one day you're magically going to become a millionaire. So that's just a brief overview, but let's jump into the 3 biggest takeaways that completely changed the way that I look at life and set me on the path to become a millionaire. So the first key takeaway, and the thing that I think about almost on a daily basis, is you need to separate your time from money. The more I get older and all the different things I try, it just becomes very clear to me that time and location freedom are the most important by far, because time is your most scarce resource. Money's everywhere. You can make millions of dollars, you can lose millions of dollars, but there's always ways to make more money, but there's 0 ways to make more time. So just to give you a concrete example of how the average person has no sense of valuing their time, the very first In-N-Out just opened in Idaho, and people waited up to 8 hours for a fast food burger. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually love In-N-Out, and I will die on the hill that In-N-Out is the best fast food burger, even better than Shake Shack. But this news headline gave me a painful reminder that people simply do not value their time and the opportunity cost. If you make $60,000 per year, which is about the average salary, that equates to $30 per hour, and waiting 8 hours at $30 an hour would be worth $240 for a fast food burger. If I were to equate that to my time, where people routinely pay me over $500 per hour to consult with, this would be $4,000 down the drain waiting for In-N-Out. Now, the more prevalent example is working a job. You trade 1 hour of your time for 1 hour of pay. If you don't work, you don't get paid. However, you will never be able to make 100 hours worth of pay for working 1 hour of your time. That's why you have to build a machine that works 24/7 and makes money while you sleep. Ultimately, this change in thinking brought me to online business, making money online, and affiliate marketing, which is optimized for time freedom and location freedom. There's a lot of different business models, and I would argue that they can all get you financial freedom, but not all of them are going to give you maximum time freedom and location freedom. All right, to summarize this point, you essentially need to create an internet business that can scale without you actively working in it in order to separate your time from money. As long as you continue to work a salary job, you will never have true freedom. So the key takeaway number 2 from this book is that there are 3 roadmaps in life. There's the sidewalkers, the slow laners, and the fast lane, hence the title of the book. Let's start with the sidewalkers, which is the average person. I mean, most of us can probably relate with this. We've probably all been here, but these are people who spend more than they earn. They live in debt and paycheck to paycheck every single week, every single month, and they tend to sacrifice tomorrow for instant gratification today, hence why they're probably in debt. Now, some of us may not have a choice here. There's times in my life where I've definitely been a sidewalker, like back in college, and even working a 9-to-5 job. There's a lot of people who work paycheck to paycheck. Now, one of the reasons why is self-inflicted of just increasing your expenses and your lifestyle creep unnecessarily, playing keeping up with the Joneses, living beyond your means essentially. But the real issue with the Sidewalker roadmap is that you simply will never ever have freedom or wealth if you continue to spend more than you earn. And this even applies to people who are making really high amounts of income. Now, the second roadmap, which is where I'd say that MJ DeMarco is really building an argument against, which is the slow laners. And the philosophy here is get rich slow. This is your typical work hard for 50 years, maybe one day you can retire and just magically become a millionaire. And what this essentially equates to is a life of mediocrity. It's having that really steady income, which is a double-edged sword because it also acts as golden handcuffs. It's just enough to keep you in that corporate job, but it's not enough to truly be free or to truly be wealthy. Having not had a full-time job for over 8 years now, and times where I'm sitting in rush hour traffic today, it just never ceases to amaze me how people can subject themselves to spending hours in traffic in this commute. There's thousands of cars on the freeway backed up like a parking lot. And this to me is just such a waste of life. You're sitting there, you're sedentary. Maybe you're listening to a podcast or audiobook, which was a little more productive, but at the end of the day, I'd rather either be home, I'd rather be walking around at a park, going for a hike, working out, spending time with family and friends. I don't want to be sitting in traffic for the rest of my life. And the other thing that kind of makes my blood boil about this lifestyle is having to ask for time off for a vacation, a wedding, or even something like a funeral. Having to ask permission from someone else in order to go do something that I want to do, it just goes to show that we don't have nearly as much freedom as you think we have. So people are sacrificing their physical and mental health for a paycheck. But circling back to the Sidewalker mentality, many times we subject ourselves to this hamster wheel of having to earn that paycheck to pay off all of our expenses and our debts. Maybe you rent a nice apartment that's more than you need, or you buy a bigger house than you need and have to constantly make those mortgage payments for the next 30 years. Or probably even more common is buying a nice car, just putting yourself further and further into debt in order to impress people and live a life of instant gratification today. Now, the third and the final roadmap is the fast lane. These are the people who've learned to separate their time from money, and they're able to make that explosive income that's actually going to be giving them financial freedom. So one argument in the book is that get rich quick does exist. And I'll say, as a personal anecdote, going from reading this book in 2012 and having no wealth at all, no income, and literally going from that to buying my first Lamborghini in just 5 years, that's get rich quick. You could work 50 years and never be able to achieve something like that because you're taking the roadmap of a slow laner or a sidewalker. Now, the fast lane roadmap brings us to our third key takeaway from this book, and it's that you need explosive income for financial freedom. So what MJ DeMarco did is he built a website that provided a service for limousine rental. And this website was earning him anywhere from $50,000 to over $100,000 per month. And then he eventually sold it for a 7-figure exit, just a big fat check over $1 million. So the example that MJ gives in the book is, think about a hot dog cart or a hot dog stand. There's a limit to how many customers that you can service per day. And if you think about New York City, for example, they have a ton of these carts. And sometimes people have been doing this for 40, 50 years. Now, one question you have to ask is, how come these people have to continue doing this every single day for decades? How come they never quite broke through or just quit that day-to-day running a business? And the truth is, brick and mortar businesses like that, they tend to be nothing more than a glorified job. Instead of working 9 to 5, you're actually working 24/7. And perhaps you're netting the same amount of income versus a cushy office job that pays 6 figures. Now, with an online business like a website or a software, first of all, it's on the internet, so it already scales effortlessly. It's working 24/7. It never turns off. You can get sales at 3 a.m. in the morning while you are sound asleep. And this right here, this ownership of an online business that has separated your time from money, that is the only way to truly satisfy having time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. All right, so that wraps up my 3 main takeaways from the Millionaire Fastlane. And just to summarize them again, the first point is you need to find a way to separate your time from money in order to have true freedom. Until you start to separate your time from money, you will never be free. Key takeaway number 2, you have the sidewalkers, the slow laners, and the fast lane. Me, myself, having experienced all 3 of these roadmaps, I would choose the fast lane 10 out of 10 times, twice on Sunday. And the takeaway number 3 is you need explosive income in order to truly be free. If you don't have a vehicle such as an internet-based business where you can earn upwards of $100,000 in a single month, then you're simply playing the game of get rich slow, and that may never come. Now, I definitely implore all who are watching or listening to this to go out, go pick this book up, go read it over the course of a weekend, and it's probably going to change your life just as much as it changed mine. And the last thing I want to speak briefly about is that affiliate marketing and creating an online business, specifically with creating a website that can work 24/7 and that can earn this explosive income through affiliate marketing as the revenue source, that is what allowed me to walk into a Lamborghini dealership and buy my first supercar in cash. And I've just revamped my 2024 material. This is everything you need to successfully launch your affiliate business in 2024. This was my path to separating my time from money. So I'm going to share how you can finally get started. So instead of sitting on the couch and either being a sidewalker or a slow laner, you can finally get into the fast lane. So the 2024 material is built from years of coaching hundreds of different students and seeing what works and what doesn't, and streamlining that path in order to make it as step-by-step and as clear as possible how to finally launch something. Because once you launch something, you have something online and it's getting some traffic, it's getting some feedback, it's so much easier to know what next steps to take. And the path illuminates itself once you have something up and running. And one of the great messages from the book is that if you're on the sidewalk, you don't have to be there forever. And I've had some people in my courses that in just 2 weeks are able to get page 1 rankings on Google because they decided to get off the couch, take action, and make that transition from being a sidewalker or a slow laner into the fast lane. With internet businesses, they start slow, so you're going to need to plant those seeds today. But like I said, in as little as 5 years, your life can completely change, but you must start planting those seeds now if you want to see those returns and the fruits of your labor in the future. So I hope you got a lot of value from the content today. If you did, please drop a like and also comment below letting me know. Hit the subscribe button. I'm doing 1 video every single week for 2024, trying to stay as consistent as possible. So if you like this business advice on affiliate marketing, entrepreneurship, SEO, blogging, make money online, I've done pretty much everything under the sun, and I can't wait to share more with you. So I'm actually going to link a playlist right here. I have a ton of videos that I've made in the past about building an online business, separating your time from money, something that I'm obsessed with. So if you want to check out more content, check out the playlist, go check out those videos, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.